Hey everyone, this is Vanessa from the Exploracle, and today we'll be doing a quick comparison of the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. So we have the full size and the pocket edition. So first, let's look at the differences. Let's start with the pocket edition. So it's significantly smaller than the full size. These are the sides. A tarot for the new era. And this is the full sized. So hefty deck. It has a really good guidebook, which is actually the reason why I decided to get the full size. I actually did have or get or purchase the pocket edition first, but I wanted to get the full size because of the guidebook, and I was able to trade for it. And this one is still pristine, like in really good condition, so I'm really happy about that. So let's open these decks up so that you can see differences. So right off the bat, and the primary reason why I got the full size is look at the size and the contents of this guidebook. I mean, it is massive. There's a lot of information here as compared to what you will get from the pocket edition guidebook. Now, I'll show you the differences. So the introduction, the introduction part, the system, introducing the system and all of that, you still get that in the small guidebook, but I'll show you the difference in the actual cards, right? So for example, this is the first card. This is choice. So you have the keywords here, the key phrases, you have the meaning, and then you have information of how it would relate to the past, the present, and the future. Okay, the future here. And you also have potential blockage meaning. Now, basically that's 4 pages for one card, right? Now, in the smaller guidebook here, here is choice. So you do get all of the key phrases that you get here. It's the same key phrases, but you don't get all of these other information. Now, for those people who don't really work with guidebooks or who read it intuitively, and there's nothing wrong with that, it might not be worth getting the full size. And later on, I'll show you the differences in the card stocks, which might make you prefer the pocket edition. But I am really happy that I have both editions. I have the pocket and the full size. So let's take a look at the differences in the cards. Okay, so let's start off. Let me put that to the side, and let's remove the plastic. Okay, so let's start with the backs. Both card backs are reversible, so there's no problem there. They are reversible. But for the quality of the cards, you'll notice that this one is actually glossy, and this one is is definitely matte. And of course, here's the size difference of the cards. And you'll also notice that they have the titles in the full size, while you don't get that in the pocket edition. You just have the symbol and the number. Now, for the card stock, the full size is a lot thinner and a lot more flexible as compared to the matte or the pocket edition. And I'll show you just how much thicker the pocket edition is. So even if it's smaller, it is a bit thicker compared to the full size edition of the cards. So it would be a preference, I guess, of whether you prefer a more glossy cardstock, a more matte cardstock. And I'll set this up so that I can show you the pictures one by one without my light reflecting. But yeah, aside from those major differences, the artwork is the same for all of the cards when I did already a quick check of these cards. So it might be just your preference on whether you would prefer a glossy, bigger cardstock with the titles, or you're good with the pocket edition. Okay, so now let's do a card by card comparison and flip through. So the glossier cards do make the colors pop out more. I think it really just boils down to a matter of preference, whether you would prefer the glossier cardstock or the matte. So it really does have its own system. You will notice that the names are very different from your traditional Rider-Waite Smith, which is why I preferred to get the guidebook, because I wanted to really read into the meanings of these cards. And compared to a traditional tarot, we do have 24 major arcana cards. Let's move on to the Earth suit, or the Pentacles in the traditional tarot. But since it is a different system, you won't have the same symbology or symbols that you would find. You do have the element and the number. Oh, and also, depending on the element, the primary color of the cards will change. So, like you saw there in the Earth suit, it's different from the air suit. As always, please feel free to speed up, slow down, or pause the video if you want to take a closer look at the cards. And now we're moving into the fire suit. And you see there's a really big difference in the colors, right? So this looks it would be easy for you to identify which elements, you know, are prevailing in your spread because of the differences in color. The art style is really intricate, different. You can just look into the cards and, you know, get lost in it. And our last suit, the element of water. Alright. Okay, and then we'll just see how it shuffles and read something off the guidebook. So let's try to shuffle. So let's start with the matte cardstock. One more time. Okay, and then we'll also do this. Yep, so I like shuffling the pocket edition. The size is just fine for me. I do have smaller hands. Okay, then let's move that to the side and let's try to shuffle the glossier full size. So it is bigger. I do have to exert some effort to get my hands around it. But it also shuffles fine. But because of the gloss, it kind of sticks. So you just have to pat it up a bit to get it. Okay. And one more time. Okay. Alright. And the glossier cardstock tends to stick when I do this. But I think in time, you know, with more use, it might wear off. Okay. I do prefer shuffling the pocket edition, so let's pick a card to read from this one. Okay. It's a bundle, so let's just read 4. Okay, this is the 7 of Earth. Okay, the 7 of Earth. Here we go. So the keywords: meditation, grounding, connection, cycles, change, interaction, purification, and stress. And the key phrases that you get out for this card is: you get out into nature, let Gaia heal you, connection between the self and the world, all is connected and has influence, address the stress, meditate and still your mind, put down tech toys, and time to physically interact and connect. So like I mentioned, you do already get a lot from the pocket edition guidebook, but let me just show you what you're missing from the full-size guidebook. Okay, so for the minors compared, let me zoom out a bit. For the minors compared to the majors, where you have 4 pages for the majors, you do have just 2 pages for the minors. But you are missing the meaning. So you can pause here if you want to read what's written on this page, as well as on the side for where you see the potential blockage for this particular card. So that's what you miss if you don't have the full-size guidebook. Definitely you can work, or you can already work with just the pocket edition and the guidebook that's included there, but there's really a lot of information that you can get from the full-size guidebook. So that is a quick comparison and flip through of the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Tell me, which version do you prefer? Do you like the pocket edition better, or like me, do you have both versions? One, because you might prefer the cardstock of the pocket edition, but you like the guidebook for the full size. Tell me in the comments, and see you next week again for the next video. Bye!